Okay, guys, we're going to have a look at another race here, race number 6 on the card, as I turn to it, of course. It's the PGG Wrights and Grain 1300, Steve, for the Open Handicappers. How's this market look?
Again, a well-backed favourite, a Mega Bourbon. We've had a key scratching yesterday and crystallised. It was around that second, third line from memory. It has come out. So Mega Bourbon opened initially $4, $3.50 prior to the scratching and crystallised. Post that scratching, it's been driven into $3 flat Mega Bourbon, clearly the best lead and best back runner in terms of dollars invested. In front of tight line, $6. Helena Baby, second best back runner, sits in the third line at 6.5. He's the one for us, $7.50 first up. Thunder double figures 10, Master Park $11, Germanicus, Jules Sweet Tiger $12 each of 2, Mr. Universe 16, best of the rest is the Ralph Pear and Manrico New York Jazz $18 the duo. So look, Mega Bourbon best back runner, Thaddeus, Helena Baby second best back runner after a flashing light first up run.
Yeah, no, it did look like it's back, Helena Baby, which would be great to see. BP Mega Bourbon $3, tight lines flying. And then you've got some good solid performers like He's the One for Us and Thunder BP. It's not the easiest sort of race to break down here.
No, it's not. And I was really taken by Helena Baby, actually, in a race where Tavia won it, and Tavia looks to be a nice type to watch out for into the following season. Look, let's go back and have a look at this race, because you've got a great chance to block out Tavia, but also look at the other major contenders for this race. So you've got, right at the back of the field there, you've got Master Park, who was slow away. I thought was going to be a speed influence in the race. Has ended up back last. Helena Baby's back there with it. Now Mega Bourbon takes the lead here on the point of the bend and is run down by the eventual winner in Tavia, who just got into a sweet spot in the race. Look, the thing that will help a couple of other runners here, and especially Helena Baby, is just that chance of maybe a little bit more forgiveness in the ground. We know he's a Group 1 performer. He's had to travel the globe in the last couple of years, of course, with his recent racing in Hong Kong. But he's come back and he's put a good run on the board there to say that, maybe his old form's not too far away. And you've only got to go back at some of his heavy track performances when he was here in New Zealand, in a race that obviously stands out for me and probably one of the calls that I like to go back and listen to. I love finding old race calls to go back and just watch, because just to get that, that little buzzy feeling. Bruce Sherwin's call with Helena Baby when it won the Open Aki Cup is an absolute beauty. Helena Baby was in terrific form there, was racking up the wins, and looking forward to seeing this horse on another track condition that will have a little bit more juice out of it. So I think he's a chance in the race. But Mega Bourbon, with how he was run down there and how the horse has been running of late, has to be a major player. So I think that's the right video to try and help us out, maybe find the winner.
There wouldn't be too many people spend their Friday nights watching old race replays, but we can relate, Pops. Don't you worry. We can relate to you. Break down the numbers, Steve, because that was a good run on the eye from Mega Bourbon, our favourite.
Yeah, look, they've gone on the eye. You knew they went quick. Probably not as quick as anticipated. They've gone 1.2 lengths above par to the 600. So they've gone fairly quick. They've come home a fraction slower in the last 600. But overall, the race rated well. I thought Mega Bourbon was in the perfect scenario, just off that hot tempo and that slipstream, running third, taking a trail. Look, he got beaten by a goodie. I think that's what you've got to take note. There's no Tavia on Saturday to contend with, and I'm not surprised he's been back, Mega Bourbon. I think that is the key form race, as BP's alluded. Yep. Mega Bourbon, Helena Baby. I wouldn't be surprised if Helena Baby closes second fave. In fact, I'm very confident it will start second fave. Currently trading at $6.50, so maybe that's an okay price at present around Helena Baby. No knock on Tightline. What she's doing or what he's doing at late is very, very strong, but just the overall profile Helena Baby, and particularly coming out of that Mega Bourbon race, will frank that horse to be second fave on the day. I thought it might need 1400 Helena Baby. I know it's up in trips slightly, 12 to 13, but negated by the off track. I think that's the key. If it was 13 on a dead, or should I say soft 4 or 5,
thank you,
then I would have been a little bit more negative. But if we're looking at that pentrometer reading possibly being 7 or 8 later in the day, I think that's negated the fact that it's 13, a little bit short of its best. I think 14, 1600, this preparation might be its sweet spot. But Mega Bourbon, Helena Baby look the two standouts for me.
And when you say above, the race rated above par, that's basically an average of all the 1200 metre races at Te Rapa.
Correct.
Basically.
At Te Rapa, yeah.
Okay, so it's rated above par, so it's performed better than the average. That's what we're saying to
for
our
open
viewers.
class conditions, yeah.
Okay, excellent. Paul, talk us through what you're thinking here in race number 6, the PGG Wrightson.
I do like the look of Helena Baby as well.
PP lining up again.
He was winning them for fun. 4 or 5 in a row before he headed over to Honkers, and resumed with that, as we just saw, with a gutsy placing here, recording the fastest last 600 and 400 splits.
Yeah.
So it does look like he's ready to go again. I also like the look at Tight Line.
Can't knock it, can you?
No, you can't. And Crystal Lindsay seems to have a wee bit of an affinity with the horse. Gets the claim as well. Got a wide gate, so I don't know. Are they going to go forward as they usually do?
100%. Yep.
So if she can sort of get across without having to do too much, I'll give Tightline a big chance. So, yeah, but it's hard to go past Mega Bird, and that was a great battle with Devere at the Rapa down the straight last time out. So,
yeah, only just taken late there was the favourite Mega Bird. Before we go back to BP, Steve, he's the one for us. Quite short in this market, I thought 7.5, and Master Park's another one you might want to touch on quickly.
Well, he's the one for us. Ran a nice trial in behind Crystallise, and Crystallise was well respected in the market initially before it was removed. Just want to see a little bit more money. I'd rather open those particular horses on the high side, let the money dictate to where it finds itself on race day. So I can probably see double figures around he's the one for us at a $7.50 quote. I personally priced it at double figures, number 9. So that might be the
SP if you like it, very good. Yeah.
And I do like, it's an interesting run in Master Park, because initially going into that first up performance at Te Rapa, and BP would be in agreement here that we thought it would go forward and possibly lead in the Tavere race. They elected to go back from a wide gate, and it finished home, as you alluded, the fastest 6.4 in that particular race was Helena Baby. Well, the fastest last 200 in the Tavere race was Master Park, coming back from last inner and getting a couple of late splits in the race. So there's no jock here, so maybe they're looking at scratching the individual. I'm just taking a guess there. BP might know a little bit more information around Master Park, but I think if it's ridden in a more positive fashion, which we've seen its best race starts to date, it's not without a show going on its last start performance.
Yeah, it's run the race. I'm not too sure if it was by design. I think it was just maybe slow away in that race. Now, it's drawn 1, as you said, no jockey yet, so look, we are unsure if the horse is running, but you'd imagine the stablemate goes forward, of course, in Tight Line, who's drawn in barrier number 10. So that horse goes forward from a wide barrier draw, and if he jumps and puts himself in the race, well, surely we see this horse sitting in behind the stablemate in Master Park, in behind Tight Line. So these two horses from the Marsh stable, ideally can be in the right spot, but I think he might be as well. I really think he's a great top 4 bet if he is sitting in behind Speed, which should be a nice strong one set up by Tight Line. If it is a strong tempo, I think it will also help Helena Baby and Mega Bourbon to show their best at the end of this race also. I'm going to go with Helena Baby just with where he sits at the moment at $6.50. Yep, big first up run, and maybe the obvious second up syndrome with a horse who we haven't seen for quite some time is a question mark, and for sure I think it is a red flag for this runner here. I'm just relying on what we've seen in a previous preparation here with him getting on a track condition that he is looking for, just to maybe help him out with a good bit of pressure up front. So I was sort of split between Helena Baby and Mega Bourbon as my main chances in this one.
Okay, fixed Cornella maybe, fixed Exactas, that's what we might be looking at. What about Germanicus, BP, before we go to Paul?
Wet track.
Yeah.
I think the track condition is a bit of an issue there if it starts pushing into that heavy bracket for Germanicus. Look, certainly loves going this way of going, but I just wonder once it starts working away from sort of about a soft 6, soft 7, when it starts working away from that is when it becomes a bit problematic for Germanicus.
Okay, Paul, what do you got? You
Well,
landed with Pops, haven't you?
Well, I'm looking at the market at around just after 10:30 on Friday morning, and I can see the best backed in terms of individual bets is Helena Baby at $6.50. So there's certainly a lot of support out there for the big boy Helena Baby. Yeah.
It'd be nice to see him back, wouldn't it?
It would.
Yeah.
It would. Yeah.
650 won't hold up. So if you're watching this live and you do like Helena Baby, I suggest you back it in the next few hours, Helena Baby. I don't think 650 will hold up come race day.
Looks like the second favourite, doesn't it, Paul? Helena Baby to me now, just with the early betting.
And if Steve's right, and he's the one for us, does drift, I'll be very, very happy to take that around the double digits, $10 or $11. Loves Te Rapa, good fresh up record, strong trial.
It was.
It's a sticky one at this time of the year. You're getting horses that are presenting first up, and they might have all the heavy track form of the world, but are they fit enough? Are they still fit
They
enough?
can handle a heavy track, but are they going to
Some of
handle
the-
it first up?
Exactly, and it's a sticky one. It's always tricky to assess.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
And
well,
the other
Reg,
thing you need to do if you've got 5 minutes on your hands is go to the 20th of July 2019 and have a look at the replay of Helena Baby winning the Alpanaki Cup.
that's a takeaway. I like that, Pop. So that's a bit of homework for the viewers out there.
I think BP will be doing that just before kick-off of the Dragons Warriors match, just to get him
Fired up.
psyched up. Yeah.
Yeah.